Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited to bring you Kumina 2017 with the highly esteemed Akiva Solomon Israel. He is a priest in the spiritual traditions of Jamaica. And here in his own words are what Kumina represents.
Kumina is an ancestral dance, is a festivity of drum playing, merriment, smoking of sacramentally of weed and tobacco, burning of incense and candles and other ritual items. It is an ancestral feast that came to Jamaica through African slaves and was nourished in the bosom of eastern Jamaica in the parish of St. Thomas. Kumina is a direct fruit of the Congo in Africa and has Congo retentions throughout its practice. Kumina is kept for several reasons and or purposes. It can be kept for to mourn the loss of a loved one. It can be kept for marriages, for uniting the community that is at discord. It can be kept to placate the ancestors for matters of justice, healing of relationships, healing of sicknesses, intervention in all affairs of life, including court matters, business and prosperity, etc. It is Kumina is reposing faith in the ancestors for the purposes of a better living. Kumina is beautiful. I keep Kumina once every year to say thanks as a form of thanksgiving to my ancestors, to my spirit guides, to the Most High, to the African gods for all the blessings that I received in the past year, food, clothing, shelter, healing, sustenance. Kumina is a beautiful experience. The party begins 6 p.m. and ends the next morning, sometimes around 7 a.m. In Kumina, as I said before, the center of Kumina would be the venerating of the ancestors, celebrating their struggles, their victory, asking their intervention in our lives in a meaningful way. That is what Kumina is for me. And Kumina is played by two drums, the bando and the cast, and we have people playing the grater that we would use to grate the coconuts. They use it with forks to play the grater, the shaker, the whistle, the bell, even pot covers, made out aluminum pot covers, are used to as part of the musical instruments in Kumina. And the melodious voices of male and females, hands clapping, foot stamping, dancing, right? Really honoring the spiritual forces and the forces of nature around us. And I mentioned before the smoking sacramentally of weed and tobacco and the burning of coffee. And the apex of the Kumina is at midnight where a he-goat is usually sacrificed. And after the sacrifice, it may be cremated or eaten depending on the rites being done. And that is the centerpiece of Kumina. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. And I do want to ask one more question, if you don't mind. I love the singing, but they are speaking something I don't quite understand. Can you tell me a little bit about that part?
What you are hearing in terms of what they're singing, the songs are laced with Congo words, words from the Congo, because it has a lot of African retentions, intermingled with Jamaican patois and Jamaican English. And this is why those who are not initiated into Kumina or those who were not grown up in areas in St. Thomas where Kumina is headquartered may not be able to readily understand the dialect being used in the songs. But they are made up of English words and Congo words and perhaps a few words from other areas in Africa, like West Africa, etc.
Thank you so much for that explanation. I thank you so much, Akiva, for joining us today, for explaining this beautiful tradition to us. Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor and a gift to be there. See you next year. And as always, Om Shrim Brezi.